there's a few that struggle, and I know that sometimes when I'm really focused, my voice gets quiet. My husband tells me that all the time, but I think he needs hearing aids. So that's where we're at.
Your hair is getting longer and longer. It's pretty.
Oh, it is getting longer and longer. I'm kind of ready to cut it. I saw some pictures of me.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good, there's Diana.
She's here.
All righty. I think we're ready to start. It's 8. Let's go. Awesome. I don't have my shoes off yet, though.
Yeah. How you doing?
I enjoyed your visit the other day. We have got to have something happen somehow. Wow. Oh my gosh.
I stopped over to your house we talked for an hour.
Oh, we need that, Richard.
We do.
Oh, sorry, it was hot in here.
It's hard, yeah.
That we're paying extra for that heat, what's the yoga that's in
You know what, I figured on HOA fees for 1 year, what is putting up all the lights off. That's expensive, well, that's a 2-3-story building right there.
Yeah.
Lights all over the trees, lights all over. Go figure.
It's true, that's true. Okay.
I told you that was a $50 book, it's a $20 book. Oh. That's a big difference. Had I read up more last night, gosh, it's a little bit good stuff.
What's the book?
Oh, it's a book on aging. Oh, the hospital gave it to me.
Book on aging.
She thought it was some religious thing.
He gave her a 100
Oh my gosh, yeah.
page book.
Oh, it's a 1,000-page book. It's a huge book.
Yeah. Okay, so before we get going, I told you in January we would be just working on our breath and a little bit of a meditation at the start of class. So go ahead, and if you've got the ball under your feet, either take it out and put it up or just quiet it. But close your eyes. So in my meditation, I have been really trying to find just these moments. We have them all the time. We just often don't pay attention to them because our mind is going somewhere else or we're getting tasks done, right? And so this breath can bring us back. So if your mind starts to wander, like, well, what is she saying? Oh, she just cued into, and something she said made me think of this that I've got to do today. And oh my gosh, tomorrow, how am I going to do this? And oh, I'm just worried about my son. And our mind, that's what our mind's intended to do. So we're just trying to train it for this portion of time. Because what starts to happen as we train it, we've got a hum in the room. But as we try to train our mind to, it'll wander and we just bring it back, but we bring it back without any judgment, without any, gosh, you're a bad person, can't you focus? Yeah, without any of those type thoughts or comments. And as we stay here, we just find such a sense that we feel the body start to lose its edge. So we are going to take some time, every class this month, finding this pause, right? This breath. So in that pause, now, as we've calmed a little bit, kind of rushing in, getting ready is always a little bit more angst. Doesn't need to be, but it tends to be. We tend to worry about being on time. As we've sat and breathed for just a moment, it doesn't take long. We start to pay attention first to how the body's feeling. And then I'd like you to let this breath slowly, as you inhale, bring in a little bit of gratitude for your body, for your life. So as we inhale, just maybe let it, just like an inhale, kind of trickles in slow and smoothly, okay? We have a little bit of, we tend in our mind to find the flaws, to find the things that aren't quite working as well as we hoped they would, or as well as they used to when we're aging. But finding that breath, right? Finding that opportunity, and then infusing that breath with this idea of gratitude, this idea of acceptance. Because yes, as we age, we've all changed. We don't do the things we used to do when we were 20 and 30 and even 40 and 50. Our bodies have shifted. For women, we've had children. For men, you've watched us as wives have children. You've had to deal with those emotions. Life has happened. We've had injuries. Our body can't do what it used to do. Maybe our memory's kind of gone. And we tend to, especially if we're in pain, we tend to focus on that pain. Oh my gosh, I can't lift that. Or, oh, it just hurts to sit, or it hurts to walk. I used to walk all over the place. How come it hurts to walk? So those are become our thoughts. So this meditation is more of a bring in that little bit of gratitude, like as you're sitting here, oh my gosh, I can feel my spine straighten up as I sit on the edge of my seat. I can feel my feet, the bottoms of my feet. I can spread my toes. I can hear. This won't be long. But sometimes we get a little moment of silence and we find our brain going, oh my gosh, how long is she going to talk? How long do we just have to sit here? I'm ready to move. That gratitude, that little inkling of just pulling in, that little thread of gratitude takes practice. It takes a consistent effort practice. Sitting here, not moving, not feeling any pain, it seems easy to pull that in. Oh, I can do that anytime. But then we go and do something and we find that we're not still practicing. So yoga is all about, I don't have a mat set up today, but a little practice mat that we practice this kind of offering of gratitude with our breath. Just feeling our body, feeling how it's moving, feeling how it's working, feeling all that has to be going good for us just to even be here. And we practice that. And the more we practice that, the more it becomes a part of who we are. And the more we have that be a part of who we are, the more we recognize that. So just a couple more breaths before we really start moving. Take a deep inhale, and we're gonna do an audible H-A, ha, exhale. So it'll sound like this. It'll be inhale. Go ahead and just let that ha take all the strain and stress. Inhale again. One more of those. Letting go of the tension maybe in your neck. Go ahead and keep your eyes closed, but start to move shoulders. So if you're like, Debbie, I can't understand what you're saying, you can totally open the eyes and peek. But just start moving shoulders. Just even, they don't even have to move together, right? They move individually, independent of each other. But whatever movement you're making with them, reverse it and go the other direction. We all have a set way that we love to move, and when we change it up, it feels different. That's a good thing, is to find that difference. Go ahead and tuck your chin and just let the head stretch so the head's hanging towards your lap. The back of the neck is getting this fabulous stretch. Go ahead and move the chin from side to side as it's down towards your chest. Just notice that neck can rotate my head, and then slowly bring the chin back up, right? So that it's facing forward, continuing to turn chin over shoulder, and then start to maybe move an ear to the shoulder. That might be a little bit more, stretch on the sides of the neck. And then slowly let your chin come up. Yeah, and let the ear come and the ear come, but the chin is up. Jut your jaw, stick it out, move your teeth. The bottom teeth are ahead of the lower teeth, jut it, and then widen through that neck. And then release, make a fist with your hand, put it right at the throat, come up over, squeeze down, okay? Now, don't push your fist into your neck, but lift it a little bit so that you've got it a little bit, but it's still pushing down. So your chin and your neck is actually doing some work here, okay? Julandhara, this actually locks. Go ahead and try to breathe. Yeah, the inhale is almost impossible. You're not going to stay here very long. And then release. So that's one of the things that we can use sometimes. We're going to work a little bit on that. It's called the Julandhara, or the neck lock. Okay, the Julandhara Bandha. So go ahead and reach the neck up again, the chin, widen, stretch and jut the jaw. Bring the hand, and then as you bring the chin down, don't let the chin come all the way down. And then try to breathe here. You'll find it's hard to inhale. And release. And take a deep inhale and feel how good it feels to do that. Go ahead and blink open your eyes. So did you find that hard to inhale? No? Okay. There's a lock that happens, okay? You get just enough of that lock. When you go to inhale, you can't. And then when you drop it and inhale, there's just such a wonder that you can get that whole deep inhale right. So it's just finding the difference. Okay, I gotta take a layer and not. Okay. So we're going to try and find throughout class today, as we move, just moments of gratitude, right? Just floating in, okay? So while we're sitting here, is anything hurting? Does your hip hurt a little? That's kind of just aches. Okay. Mine doesn't when I sit. Mine hurts more when I walk. So, start your little bit of cat-cow. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little stiff. I did my yoga early yesterday and then I had a busy day. I taught early and then did early and then just kind of cranked all day. And I'm working on just a little project. I teach music to children, right, in primary. And so I'm working on some little ribbon sticks that they can, and of course, when I do those, I sit on the ground and work. So anyway, go ahead and a little bit of side to side motion. Yeah, just finding that little, and then see if you can do a barrel roll or a hula hoop and just feel. Now, when I first start this, sometimes I'm like, feel so awkward. You can totally let your hips shift here. So you're just trying to get some range of motion. I try to think of my rib cage, trying to feel the barrel or the hula hoop circle, and then reverse it. Oh, that always just is like, what? So I'm really trying to isolate rib cage here. Yeah. And then go ahead and you're just gonna take your hands here, lean forward, tuck your chin and let your chest come down. Your belly might hit your thighs, your chest will hit your thighs. Let your head just hang. Yeah, go ahead, I'm watching. Let your head just hang, tuck your chin. Take a couple of breaths there, yeah, and then slowly come up. Going upside down anymore for us, that's about it. I mean, unless you're doing headstand on a regular basis, right? That's a hard thing to do, and yet it's a really good thing to do. So we're gonna do about 10 of them. That's 5 twice. I'm just trying to think if it would make it any easier. We're gonna slide our hands. Go ahead and do it again. Come, inhale. And then as you exhale, let your hands, let them come down to your shins. Tuck your chin, let yourself just hang. Go ahead and just breathe here if you can. It won't be as great of an inhale, but inhale. Notice the back will move because you're contracting the front of the body. We're pushed into something. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And then bring the hands back to your thighs. And we may only do 5 of these. Come all the way up. Unwind. Reach up. Take a couple of breaths up here. Anybody getting lightheaded? Okay, just a tiny bit. Okay. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Go ahead. Come back again. Tuck your chin. Take a breath. Come down. Let yourself just hang. Finding the breath there. Beautifully done. If you find that's too intense, don't stay as long. Come all the way back up. Use your hands on your thighs. See if you can come up and just roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Get your head back up. Move it side to side. Take some breaths. Here we go back again. Take another inhale. This is number 3. We'll just do 2 more. Exhale. Fold it in and down. Tuck your chin. Letting that breath be a part. Find your back just expanding. We actually have 60% of our breathing capacity is in our back, but we don't use it. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and walk your hands back up your thigh. Push into the thigh. Use those to come all the way up. Pause and breathe. Maybe move your head around. Take a deep inhale. Here we go again. Number 4, take some breaths. Breathing deeply. Hands on your thighs, come back up. Notice your body is starting to kind of adapt a little bit more. Any twinkles behind the eyes? A little sparklers, okay? A little bit. Okay, last one. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale. Make sure that after class today, you drink a really nice glass of water. Take a couple of breaths here. When we breathe this deep and breathe into our backs, okay, our breath is also one of the ways. Go ahead and bring your hands back to your thighs. Come all the way up. Our exhalation is a way of getting rid of our CO2, right? Some of our waste. Go ahead and just move. Roll through the shoulders.
There's so much cracking going on right now.
Oh, a lot of cracking going on. Yeah. Okay, just kind of, this is something you could actually, these kind of, with our abdominal muscles and even our neck muscles, it's movement, and this kind of a class we could do every day because it's just breathing and moving, right? Okay, go ahead. We're just going to get a little bit more aggressive. Go ahead and start with the balls under the feet. Remember, we just look for tight places. And you can't see my feet. Let me shift that a little. There you go. So finding, if there's any kind of a tightness, just stay there for a moment. Kind of roll across it. I want you to think as you're breathing, this is kind of some of the same movement we do with our necks, right? And with the rest of our body, we're doing it with our feet, finding places that just are stuck. I'm noticing today as I push with this ball that the top of my foot is going white, which means I'm cutting off some blood flow, which is a great thing if you then release it and let that blood flow kind of go back in. There goes that color back in. Go ahead and try it on the second side. Yeah. So as we do this, right, and we don't do it for a whole long period of time, but I would encourage this every day. Maybe your yoga needs to be done, right? You maybe set a certain time, or you set a, I don't know, I don't even care some of the time. I think it's really good to be present, but I think some of the time if you're watching a movie, or maybe you're watching a golf tournament, or something like that on TV, maybe it's a basketball game, that you can sit and do some of this kind of stuff with your body while you do that.
I still got a stiff knee here.
Yeah.
So
But even, don't, because it's stiff, you don't stop moving, because it'll just get stiffer, okay? So is it painful or just stiff?
more stiff because I'm favoring this knee.
Yeah, favor that knee. That's what we tend to do. And then the rest of the body gets kind of overworked. So, because something, let me be really careful about this one. If something hurts, like sharp, acute, does that make sense? Like, then no. But if it's an ache, play with it. Stay with it for a little bit. Breathe to it. I do a whole breathing technique with my hip. When I feel, let's just pause for a sec. You can leave the ball under your foot. It's like, I feel like I've got a straw down into that hip. This is just my imagination, right? And I'm pulling with my inhale. on that straw, and it's pulling the sensation out. And then I'm going to blow back through the straw and put fresh, just increased oxygenated air into it, and I'm directing my mind to do that. We know there are enough circumstances where people have been able to slow their heart rate, calm down. Those kind of things can happen with our mind, but we have to direct it. So when then I'm finding intense pain, what mine does is, like, I haven't had pain now for a couple of weeks, but then I'll have some, and it just almost drops me. It's so sharp, and then it just aches for weeks and weeks after. And I can get out of pain, you know, to a certain extent. Mine is this kind of movement coming in. Going out feels fabulous. It's pulling it back in where I feel it. And so I try to, with my imagination, I will inhale here. And then as I exhale, blowing that air back down, I pull it in. And then I inhale. And taking my breath, I go back down. And I pull it in. And taking the rest. So that's kind of the action. So see, what is the action that, and I'm thinking, go ahead and move the ball over to your other foot again, just because I want to do one more thing with it. But while you're doing this with the knee, so this, it's more of the bending that hurts your knee, right? Mm-hmm. So this is what I would do. Let's all do it with this knee, okay? Inhale, just stretch it out. No, bad knee. Yeah. Exhale, blow that through, fill that straw and just bend. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Notice that your thighs muscles starting to work. Just come down and wiggle. Okay? So just change. We want to make sure to do both sides. Inhale. Exhale. Notice that my feet are spread. I'm spreading and working through my toes. Inhale. You can come to a full range of motion if this one can do that. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing through a straw. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And then release. It's a fabulous way. Can you feel how your knees are hot? Okay. It's the breath, right? And it goes through our body, regardless of whether our brain takes it there or not. But one of the things I think it does is just helps oxygenate. So instead of, one of the things we tend to do is it hurts. And sometimes we've got to take medication. I'm not saying you never take medication, but sometimes we take the medication so fast, the pain is gone. And then we go about and we can't be aware. So I don't know and I know with your hip, that's just one that's, I know it's like with mine, it's just, I don't know, I don't have all the answers, right? But I know that when I do that, I get some ease. And so I do it, right? Okay, go ahead. The other thing I want to do with balls is our toes. So you'll do this better without socks, but that's okay. You can do it with socks. I'm not going to say don't. Put one big toe and then take the pinky toe, right? You're going to lift. We're going to do this every week because it's so good on our feet. Our feet need that increased blood flow too. So do our toes. Come up and over with the ball of your foot, the point. My knuckles are white. I don't know if you can see them. You probably could if you went in. But you're just trying to intensify that sensation and then come back. Here we go again. Either side. Stretching through the toes. This is one of the best things you can do for hammer toes. if the hammer toes are these three. Okay, this little one, it's a little harder to do, you can do it. But you're stretching out the bottom of that foot. The hammer toe comes because the tendon underneath tightens. So when they do surgery, they just go in and do a little incision and cut. So we're just kind of doing our exercises, right? Come up and over. I've actually had 2 or 3 people that have not had to have hammer toe surgery because of doing this kind of work. Come all the way over that. Get your toes, the arch of your foot to lift up. I know you might get a little cramp in the bottom of the foot. You're really trying to stretch. Last one. Come over, do it again. Yeah, you notice we're doing 3 of them this time instead of just 1 or 2. Okay, stretch. Go ahead and lift the toes. Ooh, not the toes, sorry. I said toes, I meant heel. You all did heel. Then put that heel back down and coming up and over. Find that stretch again. Reach the top of the foot forward. Just reach it forward. Yeah. And then release. Go ahead and change, but before you do, just roll through that ankle. If you can, this is just fun stuff. Tuck your toes under and just give your stretch. Just give your, try to tuck it. So I'm not tucking them like this, yeah. Yeah, I've got a cramp going on. Just come out, uncramp, come back in. So you're finding that, give that stretch, beautifully done. Okay. Can you see how the blood stops flowing? Right, the white, and then it comes back in. Go ahead, second side, either side, okay? Lift the heel. So stretching out underneath those toes if you can. I understand I've been doing this longer, but when I first started yoga, this toe was beginning to tuck underneath, and I couldn't change that. And now I can. I can get it to stay straight out. The tuck under creates bunions. Yeah. Go ahead and come up over. Here we go. Grab, reach, stretch, and then come back. Big toe on either side. Lift the heel, compressing, and then take it up and over. Find the reach of the arch of the foot. Last one. Come back. Find those toes. Reach up. This one we're going to hold a little bit longer because we held a couple of those others a little longer. Yeah. We spend a lot of time on feet, but guess what? We walk on them every day. They carry us all over. They deserve a little bit of extra. Go ahead and come up. Stretch out the arch of that foot. Beautifully done. Reach and then release. Go ahead and we're done with the ball. You can just come and circle through the ankle. And then here's that fun thing. Just reach behind. Trying to tuck the toes backwards. I don't know if you can get can you lift your knee up and then go forward with your shin. Yeah. Beautiful. And release. Now pause. How do your feet feel? Do they feel ready to move? Go ahead, let's do this. Ready? Oh, you're tapping. Go out, come back in. Remember how we jiggle the body? Guess what? Same thing here, but we're using our feet. Yeah, just go out, back in, and then pause. Beautifully done. Don't you just love that energy that's kind of as you finish? Inhale, sweep those arms up. Take a reach. Bend the elbows if you can. You're going to put the hands palm position and the hands, I'm just turning so you can see, behind the head. Okay? Push. Oh yeah. You feel like I can't do that. Yeah, just push the head into the hands. And then bring your hands down right here in front of the heart. Bring the elbows up. Okay. Yeah, beautifully done. Getting quite the light in here from that sun coming in. Yeah, push those hands together. Elbows up. Just engage the shoulders. Now pull them up by the ears. And then pull them down the back. Pull them up by the ears. Pull them down the back. I'm thinking I'm just going to move instead of going to get that. Bring the remote. I'm getting a lot of light from that window. I'm just going to turn out of that light. There, it should be okay. All right. So, yeah, just we need a little bit more shoulder stuff. Backstroke. Just use your elbow. And instead of just trying to be fast with this, see if you can go as slow and big. Slow. So it's almost like we're moving in slow motion. And then we're going to add the breath, the inhale, the exhale, 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 the inhale. Right? So there, and then reverse. Up and forward, do one and then the other. So this is more, but see it, it's not just the elbow lifting, see if you can make it be the scapula that kind of lifts up and, or even to the shoulder joint. Yeah. And so one of the things that I try and do every day is pause for a moment on my mat. Usually I'm on my knees, right? But you can do it from a chair. Anything we do on our hands and knees, we can do from a chair, okay? But we get up here and then I just kind of, and we're gonna do this for the next about 2 minutes, okay? And then we're gonna get up and move, but I want you to just kind of close your eyes, okay? Remember, we're focusing on our breath and using our breath to eke in and just kind of help ooze in, or maybe a thread of gratitude gets woven in. So you can take your eyes and close them. You're all going to be moving differently. But I want you to just kind of feel. What does my body feel like today? Does it want to open? Does it want to close? I will give you some suggestions. But maybe you get your hands on your forearms and it's your low back. It just needs some stretching out. And you go side to side. And you're moving with your breath. We're still finding that inhale and the exhale. One of the tendencies when we're really focused is to hold our breath. It doesn't help us. So maybe you want to try a little twist. Oh yeah. And come back in. And maybe to twist to the other side. Maybe it's in the neck, the shoulders. Maybe it's in the knees. Maybe your hips need to get a little wider. This is the harder part on our chairs, is to do hips. It just really is. Because we can't open them very well. So we do stuff like this. Breathing. Yeah, beautifully done. Go ahead and hold it out. So, like this on that hip. Damn, just with that right hip, just move it. Just gently. So you don't get to hold, right? Does it feel better when you move? You don't know. Okay. And then come back in, move them back in, okay? Come sit back up. So, that's your homework, and I will put it, but I'm not sure if you guys get on, but I will put it in the show notes, because really, if we don't know what my body's asking for, if I never pay attention to what it's saying, go for a walk, or it's saying, or this is what I've always done, this is what I have to do, and your body's saying, can you please just do this? Can you please listen? That's what this, and when we let that listen come in, that's that thread, then the gratitude kind of goes, oh my gosh, I am listening to what this means. I'm not trying to get this project done at the expense of this body hurting and being in pain. Now, with that said, there is something that we have muscle, and muscle has to work. Okay, so we have to, there's both of those. So grab your block, let's stretch out. We've done our feet, but I want to do our hips. Okay, so take it on your, just go with your right leg and plant that up there. Okay. Yeah, and then just let the knee go wide. Gently bring it back in. So yours is going out, that hurts more than coming in, huh? Yeah. So the inhale will be coming in. The exhale as you go out. The inhale. Now, I want you to push your foot into your block. Use the muscles of your leg to push down. There is a grounding effect that happens. The inhale is in, the exhale. Inhale, exhale. Pushing down, making that work, and then release, and coming down and out. Okay, move to the other side. Okay. And we're just wiggling side to side. Take the knee out to the side. Do both hips hurt? Is it just the right?
They're both tight. This one just, the side hurts.
That sciatic hurts. We're gonna figure out something for that. But this kind of movement, so this is the same thing, just kind of on your own. This is just me guiding and giving some ideas. This is one of the safest ways to come in and out of that hip, okay? Just that movement. How does that on your knee? Does that bug your knee to be there?
It's kind of hurt a little bit
Okay. Hurting,
right in here.
yeah. The thought that's coming to my brain, this is Debbie talking, I'm not a physical therapist, but I have worked with them in some ideas, is, are you still doing some of your physical therapy stuff?
But it's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah,
It's easy to have.
it's easy at the house, it's harder here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that range of motion, I know it hurts. You probably should try and narrow just a little bit, pulling it in. Does that make sense? Oh, I know. Just barely. Take it back out, bring it back in just barely. Yeah, so, and then put your foot back down and take it down. So the reason being, okay, if you're avoiding the movement because it's really, really painful, and you've had surgery, right? I haven't.
You never had surgery?
Well, I haven't had surgery that's been like to fix an injured part. I've had a couple of surgeries, but yeah. And so
I've got a bunch of them.
you've got a bunch of them. I know there's a lot of people that get on that have had a bunch of them. Okay, the idea being, the range of motion has to be kept, or if we lose it. Okay, we have to, and we're gonna lose some with age, regardless, okay? Okay, we need to stand. Go ahead and come around. Come to the back. So, Larry, I'm not sure, I know you do your physical therapy at home. Try this, just, and this, you can all do this because it's good for our knees. Just bend, do your good one first. Yeah, just bend and straighten. But instead of bringing it all the way down, Instead of taking it all the way to straight and beyond, bring it here. Now flex your foot, and you're just gonna do these little pushes out. You're gonna feel that in your glute, okay? But it's really good. Can you see what my knee's doing? Does it show you what my knee's doing? And can you see how it's kind of like this? I'm straightening it out, but I'm using the muscle of the hamstring and the glute to do that. And then bring it down. Try your sorting. Okay, just bend and straighten it. Don't bring it all the way straight, but bend it. Okay, and then hold it up, flex the foot, and then you're just pushing out. They're little, you can do this in any direction, but this works the glute and the hamstring. Just push it. So it's like I'm pushing with my foot to close the door. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. And I'm squeezing. I'm using that muscle, right? And then release. Go ahead and walk back. Ooh, find that stretch. Does that feel good, Diana, to do this one? Yeah. Does that hurt or does it feel good?
That's good.
Okay. Turn your toes a little bit more in, all of you. Okay, we tend to stand like this. It's a very white man way. Okay, we want the toes. Ideally, our second toe should be straight forward. Bend those knees, lengthen back. Come back up. You're not even walking on this one, you're just leaning. Your chairs are on a surface that isn't going to move. Inhale. Exhale. That's the muscle that you feel the stretch in, the back of the hamstring and the glute. That's the muscles we just worked. Up and come back. Now bend your knees. Let your chest come down on your thighs. So bend those knees. Bend them a little more. Bend them a little more. Diana, does that hurt your hip? Okay. This is one you should do every day on the counter. Just on your counter. You don't even have to use a chair. Take the counter. So this is for sciatica, guys. Sciatica is a nerve. It comes down, it causes pain. And it can be radiating almost anywhere down the leg. And it's considered. It's because that sciatic nerve goes through the hip socket. Okay, it goes through that hip. So we want to open the hip. So, this is for you, Diana. I don't know, I know Joyce can do this, but Larry, I don't know if you could do this. Can you do this? Hold on to your chair, bring one leg up and cross it over. So we've done this sitting, but sitting causes you more pain. Does that cause you pain? Okay, so flex this foot. Now bend the standing leg. Does that stretch that hip?
A little bit.
Okay. Try to lift that hip up. Try to lift that hip.
This is all I do.
Yeah. We can do yours another way, Larry, but does that make sense? So with yourself holding on to something, it can be the top of your couch. It can be something that's not going to move. These are too wiggly, okay? But you want to cross over like this, and then you want to sit back like that. It's our pigeon pose, okay? We can do it on our backs, but sometimes our backs are even, it's harder to get that foot up and over, okay? But I would do both sides. Do you do that in your therapy?
I don't.
Okay. I would do that. That is going to be opening that hip better than almost anything that
I've
can.
been sitting on the bed, just half,
Uh-huh.
with the leg up.
Okay. So we've just got somebody here with some sciatic pain that we're just trying to address. So, one last thing that you can do.
Just gonna sit for a second.
Okay. Does it get better when you sit? Yours hurts when you stand, doesn't it?
Hurts when I sit.
It hurts when you sit. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one. This one you'll need a chair as well. Okay. And this you're just going to take and bring your foot up. And if it needs to be lower than this to start, then you use a stool. Okay. Then you're going to walk this back foot back. We're going to come into a lunge with the chair, and then you're just going to You see that wall? So that you're just finding range of motion. Then if you can, maybe it's here. It's that same pigeon motion, right? And maybe that's a little bit better way to do that.
She's making us nervous to watch her.
Okay, finding that give, that's what we're looking for, is the give and the stretch there. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. All right. How's that feel? Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. I'm sorry. So we'll talk. I know you have to leave. Okay. I'm looking at the clock going, oh.
You're 10 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. Okay, stretch it back. Take the breathe. We should probably make it a time that I just come to your house and we can fit. Okay. Come, stretch and reach. Come back up. Take it back. Stretch and reach. So when does it feel the best? When you're lying down, or when you're walking, or
I can make it stop by positions, but like in bed, it hurts when I turn and move, and when I sit, like the chair hurts it.
Does it hurt when you're standing? Does it ache? Keep coming. We're going back and forth, using our breath. Inhale. Exhale. Beautifully done. We're going to add a twist onto this one, okay? This is going to be a little bit different. The inhale will take us here. The exhale, we're going to step 1 foot forward, okay? We're going to twist toward that foot. So if it's your right one, you're twisting to the right, okay? And you'll come back. You're going to lean, put your hands on there and push back and come here. And then forward, find that. There's that lunge. Lift up, twist, over, okay? Can you feel how that twist goes all the way down this side body? You're twisting towards the foot that's bent, okay? So it's not here, away. It's twisting towards. No, let her twist the other way. Twist towards Joyce. You just got the different foot forward. And then come back. Lean, get your weight here so that you can pick up and step back and find that lean. So we're doing a couple of things here that are really important. Inhale, exhale, stretch it. Inhale, pick up one leg gently and step it forward, okay? Bend that knee, let your body come up. Come up on your back toes, right, and push the heel back. So we're working here, and then the minute we twist, we're getting that all the way down through that leg, reach, twist, breathe. Hopefully you can feel it all the way up into your torso, and then come back, inhale, exhale. If you need to, step that back foot in, bring this one to join it, walk back, find the exhale. Inhale, just up, and exhale back in between. Here we go with the second side. Inhale, step the foot forward, okay? Bend the knee, come up. Maybe your back foot goes back a little so that you can pick up the heel and push back on the heel. So there's that give and take of even that heel back there. And then twist over towards the front leg. So Joyce, you're twisting the other way towards, yeah. So you're going over the leg that's bent. Ooh, do you guys feel that? Is that just me? It feels so good. I love this. Come back. Now, lean forward. That's the exhale. The inhale, you're just going to step the back foot in a little. That makes it a little easier to come back into that stretch. And then walk all the way back in. So that's taking, and that back leg is straight and just working all the way up through the core of the body. Beautifully done. All right, onto our mats. Actually, no, we're not gonna go onto our mats today, just come back to your chair. I'll give you a text. All righty, we're gonna do our twists right here. Sometimes getting on the floor is really difficult. Okay. So from here, go ahead and just take your feet, your legs off to one side. So just step it around, and there it is. Yeah, perfect. Come to the edge of your chair. Yeah, move that holster out of the way. We probably won't use those today. Come to kind of the edge of the chair and then take whichever hand is closest to the back of the chair. It's going to come across your thighs. There you go. This hand's going to grab the back of the chair. There you go. Grab either the bottom here or back here, and you're just going to twist again. We're doing some twisting with the core today. Inhale, find that lengthen up, right? Exhale, go ahead and just kind of round. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, a little bit of a round. We've worked our legs, sometimes the back, because those muscles, because everything's connected and those muscles are tiny, those muscles get tight. And then release. And then you're just going to pivot, all the way back around to the other side. Now, whichever hand is closest to the chair is the one that comes on top of the leg. This one comes back behind, and then just take a twist. Breathing deep. Does that feel good? I just love twists. I love twisting. Go ahead and inhale up and exhale. Inhale, reach, stretch, and exhale. Inhale, we're going to do it a little different the next side. We're going to do it both, we'll do both sides again. Inhale up and hold. Beautifully done. Here we go. Walk around again. So, in a normal class, if we didn't need chairs, right? We could do this, but this is the way we modify. This is the way. So go ahead and come in. This time, grab hold of the back if you can. The shoulder loves to roll forward, so we're going to bend the elbow and pull that shoulder back. Okay? We've already talked about that. In fact, you guys do that perfectly. I don't even have to say anything. So as you twist here, I want you to feel as if you've got little hook and eyes or screw eyes all the way up your spine, and there's a cable. Screw eyes. You know those little screw eyes? You've got them all the way up your spine, and there's a cable coming all the way through the eye of the hole, right? And that cable's doing this. So it's not a sink, though. I'm going to hold up as straight as I can, and I'm going to pull back like that cable is pulling back. You're going to feel the front of the body work. Okay? Use this hand, but don't let the leg just cave. Push the leg into that hand. Oh, yeah. Notice, that makes a difference in my twist. Take a deep inhale, go as tall as you can, the top of the head, not your face. And exhale, find those screw eyes, pulling back with that cable. Oh, and release. Come back forward to release. Yeah. And then walk around. Yes, I can tell Joan felt that.
What?
Joan, I said Joan, Joyce. They're like, what? Who's Joan? She's not even here.
I turned around to sleep.
I know, did you come in, sneak in? That's just my brain. Okay, we've got this here, right? Leg into hand, shoulder on back, elbows bent, finding that twist and that read. Okay, we're going up high. There's the screw eyes, they're in there, and there's just a cable. It's run through all of them, and the cable is just pulling back. Maybe it's more of a rod than a cable because it doesn't bend, it's just pulling back. Go a little taller, pull that push hand into leg, use the chair, Take a couple breaths and release. Let your body come all the way back to center and then come back. It's just some of the best work we can do for our spines. Okay, did that bug low backs at all? Did that bug your low back at all?
Did it hurt your back?
Yes. Yes, okay. So, yes, all righty. So, grab your block. I'm gonna bring your bolster closer. I don't know why I grabbed another block. Okay, with it on your thighs, get your belly, it might be there in the way, it's okay. Come up and over, hands are on the thighs, tuck your chin and just let the weight of your body hang. Does that stretch the low back, John? Joyce? I called you Johnny.
Joyce, it's
Did it stretch your low back? Did that stretch? Okay.
stretches.
Good. Breathe. Just let that back give. So one of the things that happens when we twist is we try and twist with just using the little tiny muscles on our spine. We've got to use the big stuff to help support. Go ahead and come up. Turn it up a little. Up and over, so maybe your ribs can be on that. And round it again. This will take it up a little higher. So instead of being just the low back, it's more mid to low back. Okay, the chest will fall onto the block. It's okay. Breathe. Push into your feet. Use those feet. And then slowly unwind, come back up. Okay. Go ahead and see if you can get some round and curve. Wiggle through that spine again. So we're just going to do Shavasana here. Bring your bolster up onto your thighs. If you don't have bolsters at home, you're welcome to just use blankets. Okay, the thing I like about bolsters is they're wide. These are from Hugger Mugger. You can get those online. Okay, then you're just going to same kind of thing, but this way your elbows have somewhere to go. Make a fist or maybe two so that your chin or your forehead can come on and there's not too much strain in the neck. And breathe. Does that feel relaxed? Okay. Try to hold still. Let the breath be long and slow. Go ahead and stay. See if you can relax. If you can't, let's shift to where your body is relaxed. So if it isn't on that, you might want to, I love to hang my arms off to the side, but I can do that. But your head needs to be supported, okay? So I will also cross my arms like this, let the elbows hang, and then my forehead can be right on my wrists. Seated Shavasana. We did these the other day, or last year, the other day. If you find that that's way too intense on your back, then you're welcome. Feels so good. Okay. So if you do find it's way too intense, you are welcome to come up and to find a seat. I love to take my block and put it right there at my low back. So it looks kind of like this, right? And that kind of helps me support me, and I can sit for a seated shavasana. So using props is a valuable tool. If it feels better to be up and over, stay up and over.
Just fell.
Oh,
Just fell.
just fell. All righty, we can be done. Come all the way up. Go ahead and just sitting right where you're at. I'll just turn like this because it's easier moving the chair. Well done. Well done. Pause again. And let's go back to where we started class. We've worked some things that maybe have hurt, been tight, felt really good. Okay? Let that gratitude just seep into everything you do. And then for me, I believe in God. I try to let that ascend as a prayer, thanking Him for this gift of this body, for what it can do. For each of you, I see your goodness, your greatness, your divinity, right? I see the goodness that's within you, and I'm so grateful for it. Namaste.
No bell or Christmas.
No bell.